I know, you've all been waiting for it. A hat collection video. So most of my hats, they reside on this wall, kind of hat hooks. So the hats you'll see are going to be most of my collection. However, I probably have another 10 or so hats that are somewhere in the ether. I've lost hats over the years, siblings steal them, it happens. I'm going to go through them, talk a little bit about it, because we all know that's quality content during quarantine. So the first hat we're going to talk about is my home hat. This is my main hat, and like any good cuber, I also have a backup main. Otherwise known as you thought you lost a hat, so you bought a replacement for that hat, and now you have two of those hats. So I'll kind of go down through some of my favorite ones will be at the end. One of my oldest hats is going to be this Doctor Who hat. It has a TARDIS on the front with wibbly wobbly timey-wimey. I actually think this was hand stitched by somebody on Etsy, and I got it for a present. I was really into Doctor Who when I was in middle school. Another collection of hats are going to be my Discovery Place hats. I worked at the Discovery Place Science Museum for 3 years, and, well, hats. So I have probably 4 of these. One of them is actually signed by a lot of coworkers, and it means a lot to me. And then during my last summer, a coworker gave me this hat, and it fits a little bit better, so I started wearing that. These don't feel great, but this was a way I could wear a hat at work. And a lot of people ask me why I wear hats. So I have pretty severe light sensitivity, and it is a trigger for my migraines. I have headaches almost every single day, and if I can limit the severity of that by wearing a hat and limiting the amount of light that kind of hits me in my eyes and irritates me, I'm going to do that. And that's a primary reason why I wear hats. Even indoors, like normally I don't have this bright light on in my room. It's like just 2 lamps because it is really irritating to me. But moving on, we'll not be so close. Alright. So 2 hats I have are kind of these safari style hats. I'll wear them like if I'm going on a hike or if I'm at the beach. And I wore them for a summer pretending to be a paleontologist at Discovery Place. I had a whole get-up and a vest, and I would wear this hat and play that character, and it was a lot of fun. Now they're just great hats. A couple summers ago, my step-family went to Turks and Caicos. Got a hat from there. Again, visiting step-family, I went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Had fun there and got a hat from Hershey World or Chocolate World, whatever they call it. And then a popular brand of hat I want to mention is 47. So you'll see this on a lot of like college and sports teams hats. They're definitely the dad hat style. So I have 2 of these. I have NC State hat, and then I have a Chicago Cubs hat. They're not my favorite hats because the way they fit, they're a little high, which is like the dad style. They just kind of like lay it on their head and call it a hat. Fun fact about this specific hat, it was the first thing ever bought at the official Chicago Cubs store when it reopened after they won the World Series. So they like shut it down, redid it, and my family happened to walk in there before they were open, and they're like, I guess we can sell you this stuff. So I got a hat. The hat broke. I have sewn it back together. A couple hats are sewn back together, and you know, that's what you do. I have a NASA hat. Not an official one. I'm too cheap for that, so it's off Amazon. But it's a fine hat. It usually lives in my car. Good hat to grab and go. Now we're getting down to some more of my more recent favorite hats. Last year I visited the Georgia Aquarium. Probably down there for a competition. And of course I got a hat there. They also confiscated my knives there. Don't bring your knives to the Georgia Aquarium. One of my favorite hats is this Tyrannosaurus Rex hat. Like I said, I worked in a Tyrannosaurus exhibit in 2018, the summer of 2018. And afterwards, some coworkers and I went to a reptile convention, and they had this hat, and I quite enjoyed it. It is rather detailed and decently accurate, so of course I had to get it, and it fits really well. One of my favorite hats is this Bernie 2020 hat, which is great. I still wear it. It's fun. It gets the message I want across, so I will still wear it. You can see it's getting some bleached. A lot of my hats do. In the summer of 2016, when I first started working at the museum, I worked in the Beyond Rubik's Cube exhibit. I wore this hat basically every day, and then I wore it in most competitions afterwards for like 2 years. I was like, well, you can find me in a bright red hat, because I was either organizing and then later delegating. So I thought it was a nice, easy way for people to find me. You know, thinking that I'm not obvious enough. This hat fell. It's another NC State hat. This one I don't like as much because it's not adjustable, it just kind of has a flexi bit. And it sinks down far on my forehead and it's stretched out, so it's not great. It is the best hat to wear backwards, but that kind of defeats the purpose of wearing a hat, for the most part. One of my favorite hats is this Microsoft hat. I went to like a Girls in STEM program a number of years ago and got a hat from it because, of course I did. It fits me really well. It's one of my favorite hats because of that reason. It just fits well. It's really comfortable. I've had it for probably 5 years. It's great. And then the last hat of those I could find, there's more that I can't find. I have a Disney World hat. I have a new hat that says Read, Think, Vote. I have a bunch of hats. Just can't find them. So last hat is this Make America Gay Again hat. If it doesn't make sense to you, I don't really care. It has turned purple over the years because I probably got it in like 2015, so it's a 5-year-old hat. I've had to sew it back together. It's actually super glued in the back, and it's just a lot of fun to wear. You'll probably see it a lot more coming up to this election. It's just kind of really fun, and even better because it's turned purple, and that makes everything fun. So, hope you enjoyed kind of this weird world that I have where I like hats and I wear hats, and you know, if you see a cool hat, let me know because I'll probably want to buy it.